MAGA chuds are not happy that the case against Donald Trump in Georgia can continue with Fani Willis at the helm. Early on Friday, Judge Scott McAfee ruled that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis can proceed with the prosecution of the former president and his co-defendants on racketeering charges related to the attempted tampering with the 2020 presidential election vote totals. McAfee's 23-page decision found no conflict of interest had been proven by Trump and his co-defendants. However, they did find that there was an appearance of impropriety within the prosecution team. Ultimately, the judge wrote that without sufficient evidence that the district attorney acquired a personal stake in the prosecution or that her financial arrangements had any impact on the case, the defendant's claims of an actual conflict must be denied. So this is a mixed ruling, right? The judge actually gave Willis two options. She could either step aside or cut ties with the lead prosecutor, Nathan Wade, with whom she had a personal relationship with. So this whole thing just basically is a reminder of why it might not be a good idea to date your coworkers. Just saying. That said, the judge said Willis had a tremendous lapse in judgment here, and I don't disagree with that, and also wrote that her defense of her actions had the, quote, odor of mendacity, which means he suspected that she was lying about the timing of their relationship. That said, there wasn't any proof behind the allegation that the prosecution was just nothing more than a scheme to grift funds from the state in order to spend on gifts and lavish romantic vacations, as the Trump defense had claimed. So the choice here is easy, though. She needs to take Wade off the case so that the case can continue. Because despite her bad personal decisions, can't really take anything away from the fact that Trump had attempted to improperly influence the Georgia election in order to help himself. That said, this decision caused a lot of MAGA rage. In fact, one conservative took to X and wrote, "Fake judge." Yes, that's right, fake judge. Now, I'm quite sure that the judge is actually real, like a real judge, yes. Another said, "Fixed case, just like all the other witch hunt cases, pure election interference." That's right. And now, this is a case that Willis spent 2 years building, you know, before Donald Trump announced his re-election campaign. But maybe you want to try again, ultra MAGA wordsmith, or more like the ultra MAGA poopsmith. Now, another said, "I'm absolutely shocked that a guy who once worked for her, donated to her campaign, and voted for her also ruled in her favor. I'm totally shocked." Would you also be shocked if, you know, a judge that was appointed by that person is then giving that person all sorts of special breaks? Would you be surprised in that case? Would you be surprised to know that it happens to be Judge Eileen Cannon? I'm pretty sure that same person would be like, "Judge Eileen Cannon, there's nothing wrong with it. Leftist plot." Now, here's the thing, though. Judge McAfee was appointed by a Republican, Governor Brian Kemp. Fun fact, right? But apparently, no, he must be a rhino. That's it. Representative Ronnie Jackson, oh, this is a good one. He went completely unhinged and said, "Another politically motivated judge. Fani Willis should be disbarred. Her boyfriend prosecutor should be fired, and all charges need to be dropped. Americans are sick of these endless witch hunts, election interference." Now, I do think that the prosecutor should not be on this case. I'm just saying. I'm totally fine with that. But all the other stuff, all charges need to be dropped. No. Nope. By the way, you want to talk about witch hunts, right? Let's talk about the failing impeachment probe of President Joe Biden. Seems to not be going very well. Seems to be very witch hunty, if you will. They found no evidence that Joe Biden did anything wrong. Despite having, you know, all of this, looking into all of their different finances and all these different documents, they had looked into, all the different witnesses that they interviewed on this, still can't really find anything that Joe Biden did wrong when it comes to, you know, the whole allegations of influence peddling that they've been peddling themselves. Now, here's the thing about Ronnie Jackson, though. This guy was literally demoted from admiral to captain, busted down in rank for dispensing pills like candy when he was working in the White House, okay? That is along with, of course, making sexual remarks to a woman that worked under him, berating his staff. And so I don't really think that he's one to, you know, cast aspersions on other people. Just saying, he's got some issues that, you know, got him in a little bit of trouble. Now, there's more. Ryan Fournier writes, appeal should be made. This is tainted on all levels. All levels. No, all levels. That man is not a lawyer, so I really wouldn't take his advice. And then finally, another person says, Georgia continues to disappoint. Totally corrupt. It's funny to see them raging because when it comes to McAfee, he does kind of rule down the middle, impartially. On Wednesday, he even dismissed 6 charges from the indictment because he says they just weren't specific enough against the former president and his co-defendants. Trump, in fact, had 3 of the 13 charges against him dropped. That dealt with allegations that he had asked State House Speaker David Ralston and Brad Raffensperger to change the results of the election. So those are gone, although he ruled, sorry, let me go to this first, saying that he ruled that the indictment failed to provide enough detail about the underlying felonies in the request that the co-defendants were making in their meetings with lawmakers or that call to a state official. They do not give enough the defendants enough information to prepare their defenses intelligently, as the defendants could have violated the constitutions and thus the statute in dozens, if not hundreds, of distinct ways. So McAfee said that the acts could still be alleged as part of the conspiracy and had left in place 35 charges in the indictment. They can come back and further clarify for the defense what exactly are the specific charges here. So that said, as far as not making either side happy, apparently McAfee's doing a pretty good job, which says something about his impartiality, right? If both sides are not exactly happy, then you're kind of putting it down the middle, and therefore seems like you're not biased towards either side. But of course, MAGA will rage if just one thing doesn't go their way. It doesn't matter if anything else, because at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like they're all interested in facts. They're only interested in protecting their beloved leader.